Hello, and welcome to the 2022 Haiku Report for shareholders of Cleveland Tom Industries. We all have busy days ahead of us, so let's get to work. First, we'll start with a brief introduction of myself, followed by discussions of our product, our process, some production facts and figures, demographics, acknowledging and celebrating our haiku champs, additional topics, and our thanks. So, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Cleveland Tom. I'm the managing director and chairman of the board for Cleveland Tom Industries. I have a bachelor's of science in haiku science from Cleveland State University and a master's of the arts in haiku management from Tokyo Institute of Technology. Let's just say I live and breathe haiku every single day of my life. While being CEO or managing director of a small burgeoning company, I wear a lot of hats, limited to, but not including. Brick wall maintenance manager, I need to keep the wall behind me looking extra rough and authentic. The executive vice president of channel point management, that includes my role in controlling bits, making sure the channel points are flowing and are used appropriately for the execution of haiku deliveries. I'm the Cleve News anchor, so when you were told that nothing ever happens here in Northeast Ohio, I'm the one who's going to tell you. Record keeping, historian, and accounting, so I'm the one who keeps the archives of all the haikus that come through here. It's a very important job that I take seriously. I am the director of all haiku production. I'm the person who keeps us on schedule. I'm the person that sees to it that raw materials are in place, and I'm the one who makes sure they get delivered on time with a smile to you, the audience. And of course, production designer. All of the layouts and screens and all the stuff were produced by me personally for purpose of distributing haikus. Now that we're formally introduced, let's get to work on what's really important. Let's talk about our product, the haiku. The haiku is a short form poem original from Japan with 3 basic rules: 17 syllables, spaced over 3 lines, in a very specific format of 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second line, and 5 syllables in the third line. So some fun historical facts about the haiku. It originated as part of a longer Japanese poem called Orenga and eventually became standalone stanzas called hoku. It was given its current name by Masaoka Shiki at the end of the 19th century. They exist in many languages with different formats and structures. And modern, more flexible haiku traditions exist today. Though here at Cleveland Tom Industries, we focus on classic traditional haikus as we are a traditional company. Let's talk about our process next. Our process starts with what we call the stream. Stream is the essence of the haiku production for Cleveland Tom Industries. Our raw material, what we call words, mostly in English, though other sometimes like words from other languages will find its way into our process. We combine those words with channel points and sweet biddies, and we produce our product in its rawest form, the haiku. From this point, we send the haiku to this dirty ne'er-do-well mooch who delivers the haikus to you, the customers, or the haiku fam, or the haiku hooligans. It's a beautiful process. It's very robust. We've developed it greatly over the years, and we hope to continue improving it. Next, let's talk about haiku production facts and figures. We produce 1,046 total haikus, though I'm hearing from archives and record keeping that number may be a little off by as much as 1 to 2%. So maybe somewhere around 1060 or somewhere as low as 1040. We're not really sure. We'll get better on this in the future. We gave haikus to a very nice 69 different haiku customers. We're very proud of reaching such a wonderful number. We did haikus on 130 different streams, representing 79.3% of all the Cleveland Tom streams this year. I'd like to see that number get higher in the future. We averaged 6.4 haikus per stream. However, it's more like 8.0 haikus per stream if you consider all the streams that had haikus in them. Solid number. I think we can improve. The largest haiku day was 125 haikus on the ever-popular July 15th haiku sale. The first haiku we did this year was titled Matchbox Cars on January 4th for brand Diesel 327. I think she'll come up again in this presentation. And the last haiku of the year was titled Last Month I Did No Nut November. This month it's Destroy Dick December on December 16th for PJ. So let's get into some more information. Let's talk about haiku production. If you look here, you got a couple of charts we put together. One, haiku on the days that they came out. What you'll see here is we started out relatively slow, with a pickup in the spring and a big explosion in the summer and a little bit of leveling off in the fall. It's my opinion this is tied to our bowling season here, our corporate bowling season, which means the Thursday streams, which in the summertime start relatively early, in the fall and spring start a little later, so that cuts us out of about 2 hours of normal viewing and haiku opportunities aplenty. You'll see that reflected also over here on the running haiku total, with a relatively flat trajectory in the beginning, a gradual pickup in the late spring to an explosion in the summer up to the haiku sale, and strong haiku production through August, and a leveling off, followed by a really downturn in November when we had a serious production issue and there were no streaming and therefore no haikus, and a strong finish once again. All in all, an interesting story that we can learn a lot from. Let's see what's next here. We have our number of haikus per customer, as you see there, over these 69 customers we have. Majority leaning into 1 and 2 to 5 ratios, with a few special people who have been able to put up very significant numbers. It says here that 1 to 5 haikus covers about 50% of all customers. We like our people who pop in. They like the haiku experience, but maybe it's not for them. We like to get that number down in the future. I think we'll work on that. Next, we average 15-point haikus per user, which is really exciting. But you can see it's very well leaned towards the high-end users. And a median of 5 also suggests that our haiku champs are a significant portion of the production here. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that change in the future. If you look at the chart, you see two different slopes. You see the 1 to 10 ratio, where people come for 10, but once you get past that 10 ratio again, people come back in, and there's a second leveling off. So it shows you that 11 and 25 demographic is the one that we really want to maintain and grow. Next, let's talk about haiku engagement. This chart represents the amount of the haiku streams over total streams. As you see, we started relatively low in the beginning of the year, having about 37% in January, a gradual improvement up until summer, haikus in every stream in the summer, and then a slight decline again with a strong finish in December. I think on the whole, haiku engagement went up. It became very common to do haikus during stream in higher numbers and higher volumes. So I'll consider this a success, and I believe as an organization we understand why some of these things happened, and I expect us to do better in the future. Next bit here, let's talk about demographics. It says there we've done haikus for 10 different countries on this great big world of ours. It's a haiku world, and we just want our piece of it. So let's go talk about those countries here one at a time. First, a little spinny graphic there. Let's talk about the Netherlands. The Netherlands did a couple of haikus. I suspect this happened during the European invasion, where a bunch of drunk Europeans came into my stream and started wrecking up the place. I suspect that Nico was probably a little intoxicated or let somebody get a hold of his phone. But we like to have the Netherlands on the line all the same. Secondly, a former Netherlands colony, if I'm not mistaken, the country of Malaysia. We're very close to the home base of haiku in Malaysia there. We want to be very close. So having a foothold on a major nation in Asia is good for us. We like to see that grow as we get closer to home base and total haiku world domination. Next, the people of England decided to put down their tea and crumpets and ignore the terrible weather and also get involved in a haiku game. In a post-Queen of England world, I suspect that Cleveland Tom Industries could have a very big portion of overall national identity and happiness. We'll have to see. Next, the country of Finland. The internet suggests that Finland might not be a real place, but I'll tell you this, based on the 9 haikus we did for the country, I believe their love for haiku certainly is real. Next we have the country of Denmark, a country with no discernible things outside of the fact that it sits on top of Germany like a hat, but they do enjoy their haikus more than the motherland below them. So we're glad to have Denmark on board. We do very well in Nordic countries in the Cleveland Tom stream and on the haikus in general. Next, the country of Sweden, really buttressed by 2 titans of haiku, or near haiku champs in their own right. The land of IKEA, the land of whatever that thing is. Welcome, as I said, we do very well in the Nordic demographics. Next, g'day mate, the country of Australia. So that means as a continent we do well there, and as a country. I know very little about Australia. I believe their toilets spin in the other direction. And I also think that having a foothold in Oceania could get us into New Zealand. It could get us over to Samoa. I believe that this could be the thing, start of something big for us and over in the ocean, in the part of the world that we don't even think about as being very productive for haiku. But I'm very excited about it going forward. I might set up a branch office there. Next, the country of Canada, our neighbors to the north. They're familiar with, they're known for denim, they're known for maple syrup and drinking in parks. Our Canadian neighbors are the closest thing to Americans we can get, and early data suggests that their love for haiku is pretty similar. I think it just might be a population scaling issue, though I would say that per capita, there's probably more haikus coming from Canada than from America, which is pretty interesting if you think about it. Now we have a few more. Let's discuss a small independent nation, the nation of Brandy, which is an independent nation located here in the United States, located on a balcony in western Pennsylvania. That's where the haiku queen lives. So obviously she's our biggest customer as an individual, and she's so big on her own that she's basically her own haiku country, and we're very appreciative of what she does. And we will not comment that her emote there is a Hello Kitty farting GGs at us. We won't talk about it. And last but not least, the number one haiku country on the planet Earth, you guessed it, the United States of America. We are Americans here in the Cleveland Tom Industries, and we're proud to be Americans. And I believe we showed up really strong here. Big demographics across all 4 time zones. A lot of broad topics. This is an American company, and our focus will be on Americans as long as they are interested in haikus. So you see there 10 nations that we got haikus from this year, which I'm very proud of. I'd like to see that grow. I'd like to sneak a few more in there. I think we get a few French people in once in a while. I like to get Germany involved. They're a pretty big economy. I like to get some Italians in. Let's do big in Europe, and then we'll work our way into other parts of the world, other parts of the English-speaking world, ideally, or maybe even set up branches in their countries where they write haikus in other languages. But that's a bridge too far right now. We want to keep our growth modest. So now, let's celebrate our haiku champs first with some honorable mentions. I have 4 honorable mentions. First of which is the Phenomenal Sir. The Phenomenal Sir is a solid man. He's a big Rings of Power fan. He's been in here. He's been around my stream since the very beginning. He has perhaps the best ponytail on Twitch. We cover a lot of different haiku topics. I've written 3 or 4 different Rings of Power haiku topics of various quality. Next, I want to mention Health Myself, who is a former employee, or still employee here. He's more on a contractor basis now. He was essential into us setting the stream up and keeping things going in the early days and really building the infrastructure that we enjoy so freely today. I've allowed him to take a little less responsibility in the company to spend time with his family and work on his own personal endeavors. The next 2 honorable mentions are the 2 Swedish haiku fans we have out there. One, I'll mention Kosloof. Kosloof is he's a horse of a different color. He specializes in haikus with really long and difficult topics, sometimes varying into the slightly obscene and a little bit gross, but we still enjoy his patronage, so we'll take it wherever we can get it. And the last honorable mention is Alice HK8. Alice is, like, I'm one of Alice's many haiku children that she spawned. She bullied us into starting this stream, which then became Cleveland Tom Industries. So we'll always be appreciative to her for her little contribution to what we're doing here. With the honorable mentions out of the way, let's discuss our top 10 haiku champs for the year 2022. Coming in 10th place, tied for 10th place, is AK Potatoes. AK Potatoes is a relatively recent joiner to the stream in the last few months or so, and his favorite subject is potatoes. I've written about 20 haikus covering potatoes and potato-based topics. I believe I fancy myself an expert now, and I'm ready to start my own potato farm, primarily due to the haiku themes of his year. So thank you, and congratulations on making the top 10. You come up from nowhere in the last few months or so congratulations to you. Next, Montreal Chris. I don't know if that's him or not. Looks like some guy golfing. Montreal Chris, he's been in the stream for a long time. He was really big in the spring and summer. We talked a lot about the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. We talked a lot about gambling. We did a lot of haikus about those sources. He likes making me do push-ups. An overall pretty solid guy. Good to have in your stream. Congratulations on making top 10. Next, Jay Riggs, an Ohio boy. Gotta love him. A lot of stream memes, a lot of enrichment of topics being discussed in the chat. A excellent video game player in his own right with a far better stream than the Cleveland Tom stream. You should definitely go check him out. In number 7, Ultra Minimalist, who for some reason seems obsessed with Ohio and Ohio things, so he doesn't live in Ohio. Most of our haikus involve cities and sports teams and a little bit of the odd nonsense. We also are working on a massive tens of dollar deal with Peel's Brewery, even though they're not a business anymore, but I think we can turn that into something good. Number 6, Gustavo Shrapnel, my homie, the man, came in here, took the stream by storm in the summer. Awesome guy. We wrote a lot of haikus about friendship and basically stream memes and a little bit of gaming stuff and in Twitch meta and stuff like that. You should go check him out too. I like his stream. He plays guitar really well. He has a cat that will frequently show you its butthole, whether you want to see it or not, on cam, generally interfering with gameplay. Rounding out the top 5, 9 names. The man from the land down under. We get a lot of stream memes here. We get a lot of topics organic to what we're doing in the moment. Also some random stuff too, some thinking stuff, some stuff that's kind of off base, but I really enjoyed writing haikus for him this year. He almost hit the half-century mark. I'd like to get him back in here. He kind of was in here early in the spring and summer, and we didn't see him very much. So here's the hoping he returns for a very productive 2023. Next, Rocket Sauna, the man from Canada. Canada's number 1 haiku champ. Rocket Sauna. He came in hard in the summer. A lot of meta stuff, a lot of game stuff. We got to meet each other a little bit. We got to hang out with each other a little bit through Twitch, as far as Twitch goes. You should check him out as a streamer too. He does a little DJing. He plays games, does a little rapping. He's a fun guy. I think you'll like what he does. He's out there on the western end, so if you're up late here in the East Coast, he's your guy. But congratulations, Rocket Sauna, for making it all the way to number 4 from virtually nothing in about mid-year. Now we're in the top 3. These are the heavy hitters. These are the podium boys. These are the ones that everybody wants to be. They're the names on everybody's lips here at Cleveland Tom Industries. Starting with number 3, Jedi. Jedi sticks out for a few reasons. One, we can confirm that he's one of the few people on Twitch that's older than I am, which is nice. A lot of his stuff, a lot of his haikus focused on Twitch memes and just random stuff that we were talking about as a group. I would say also noteworthy is those 75 haikus are all channel point haikus. That means the man's in the chat. That means he's also an excellent asset to your chat and your stream. And in the summertime when he's not working, you can catch him on his own stream. Super interesting guy. I like him. Check him out. Congratulations on making the bronze, the 3rd place of the bronze medal for you, Jedi. Now 2nd place, my man Darthling, another Ohio product, a fellow Punch-Out runner. Awesome guy. He's been engaged ever since the beginning. Jedi and Darthling, along with the haiku champ herself, were the people that really helped this thing take off. He's been in the top 10 or top 5 ever since I had a top 5. A lot of in-stream meta stuff that we like to talk about, a little bit of Punch-Out stuff, a little bit of a hodgepodge. When you get to 122 haikus, you're bound to cover a lot of topics. So congratulations to you, Darthling, for making the 2nd place silver medal in haikus for the year. And surprise to no one, the number 1 haiku champ for 2022, Brand Diesel 327 with a whopping 203 haikus. I will say this, she's been number 1 since there's been a number 1. She ran unopposed, the High Queen herself. We covered a lot of topics, Brandy meta, Twitch meta, Haiku Tom meta, haiku itself, random topics from two-way disinfectants to Johnsonville brats, and just about everything under the sun. She's also a big fan of her dog, or her beloved Pooch Poof. I put Poof up there because Poof's just adorable. Congratulations to you, Brandy, for being the number 1 haiku champ for the year 2022. I expect further greatness out of you, and the stream would not be the same without you. So you have my personal thanks. So now that we've addressed our haiku champs, we have a few notes we want to take care of before we send you guys back to your day. First and foremost, let's talk about additional items. We are thrilled here at Cleveland Tom Industries to announce that we have re-signed Haiku Tom for an exclusive 1-year 3-shower deal with a company option for a 4th. This is a big deal because he wasn't willing to give us the 4th shower, but we finally convinced him it's something he'd want to do. Also, the Discord Haiku contest. sign up for the Haiku Hangout Discord, and you can enter the haiku contest, which you can decide, you can pick or guess the number of words in the entire haiku document, according to the Microsoft Word document with the haikus on it. And the winner gets 1,000 bits for any user they want on Twitch, to you directly or to a streamer of your choice. Get on the Discord. As of right now, of recording here, we have 7 people who put guesses in. There's good guesses, there's not so good guesses. Get yourself in there. It's free to join. You don't got to be there to win. Give it a try. Also, as a thank you to the people in the community, haiku cards, a memento of a year of haiku excellence. You reach out to me through Discord or in a Twitch messenger, and give me a mailing address, and I will mail you all of your haikus from the year 2022. You can have them as a memento of what fun we did here, and maybe start writing your own haikus yourself. So get a hold of me. You can have those. A reminder to the haiku fam out there: the haiku counter starts over again in 2023. I'm gonna keep the personal stats, personal rolling stats will be kept, but everybody starts over at 0 next year. I like to see some new faces populating the haiku champ board, so we'll see where that goes for us. Oh, excuse me. And last but not least, look out for published haiku books in the year 2023. I've done a little research into what it would take. It's going to be a pretty decent sized project. I need to work out formatting in terms of how I want it to be structured. I don't want to just do a numbered list. I have Word documents of that. I want something with a little bit more pizzazz on it. So we're working on that here in 2023. So keep your eyes out. I'll let you guys know as we go. So finally, some thank yous for everybody. Thank you to Every Time We Slave for supplying music for this presentation. He supplied me 8 minutes of what I believe is original music. You're hearing one of the tracks right now playing under. You'll hear a little bit more on the way out. I also plan to use it as the intro for the Haiku Slam, which is coming up. Let's not forget about that. How did I not mention the Haiku Slam? Also, for Help Myself, for just really helping me in general get a stream going, and for showing some vague interest in how things go and help me sort mess out. And also, most importantly, for supplying the music used for the Haiku Slam. Check it out on www.graymatter.bandcamp.com, or type !music in chat, and I'll send you a link there. He promises a hug if you get some of his music. Let's see how serious he is about that. Thank you to my wife and son, Miss Cleve and Cleve Jr., for being somewhat tolerant to whatever this nonsense is. It's really weird, I know, but they seem to be kind of okay with it. And lastly, for everyone who came in to get haikus and just hang out, this is a gameplay stream, but the haiku really kind of took over, and it's just so great to have so many people hang out and spend time with us and get to enjoy what we do here. So it's great, and I'm looking forward to having an excellent 2023 haiku gaming or otherwise. And so let's bring up here. So this concludes the 2022 Haiku Report. Further information about the process can be found at twitch.tv/Cleveland_Tom or on the Haiku Hangout Discord server. So I'm going to turn this music back up, and I want to say thank you to everyone who hung out this year. We had a great time. We intend to do better, and we intend to do more. The stream is nothing without your participation. Please enjoy the rest of the Haiku Slam. But until then, peace out, Girl Scouts. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.